So before we move on to the conference stuff, wanted to ask you, is there a team out there? We just mentioned 550 to 14 to 1 odds. The teams Notre Dame, Texas, Georgia, Ohio State, Penn State. Those are the teams that we expect to be there at the end in the playoff to win the national title. Is there a team further down the board that can break through the SEC and Big Ten domination and win a national title at longer odds that you would say, hey, don't sleep on this team? It's a long shot because every year in college football, there's 5 to 6 teams that can win it. This team has the odds that sneakily are good.
Yeah, it pains me to give credit to LSU. My co-host is an LSU guy. I'm not a Brian Kelly fan, but LSU plus 1,600 is that longer shot that I like. If I would try to dig deep, I don't think that there's any team that I could like really truly sell. But the thing with LSU, they tap into the same kind of blueprint that I mentioned earlier, where I'm looking for a team that's got an established relationship between play caller and quarterback. Garrett Nussmeier showed us a lot of great things. If he improves his decision-making, they can end up tapping into what they can really challenge defenses with, which is an aggressive downfield attack. If they run the ball better, Harlem Berry comes in as a true freshman who was a 5-star, and Caden Durham was awesome last year. I think that their run game could improve. Do need to replace Will Campbell and Emory Jones and a couple other offensive linemen, but there's still a really good shot that gets better. Where this really comes to fruition is their defense being reworked and rebuilt over a couple of seasons. Dominic McKinley was a former 5-star defensive tackle who is apparently been a monster in the weight room this offseason. Patrick Payton was once a first-round caliber prospect who just didn't live up to the potential, but maybe a new just a completely different setting is going to be able to unlock something with him. And then Mansour Delane, who they brought in from Virginia Tech, had really good grades in the preseason last year from the NFL. They have talent that they haven't had before. And defensively, they have had so many liabilities, but this core that they have, and I also didn't mention Harold Perkins or Whit Weeks, this core that they have on defense, I think if it can just improve and play closer to what they did in the second half of last year, there's a legit shot that they win the SEC and they do get to a national championship game.
The good news is for those listening here on Betting with Behrman that Joe's 2 picks to win the national title play each other week 1. So one of them is going to win and one of them is going to lose. So in some respects, it's a nice hedge, an accidental one, but a nice hedge.